What's good, bro?
Cooler.
Hey, Christian, you good? Cooler?
I'm chilling.
Hey, that boy. Hey, man, I was just on Animal Planet, and I was seeing like all the episodes on like finding Bigfoot and stuff, and like you see the commercials with like the jerky, I think. And you see.
The Sasquatch jerky.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Like Sasquatch is like crazy shit.
But do you think like Bigfoot's real, like with all that going on and stuff?
No, I mean, So what are you telling me Bigfoot is? If Bigfoot was to be real, what would Bigfoot be?
Bigfoot's like a overgrown ape kind of.
An ape?
Like think of like a skinny gorilla that's like 13 feet tall.
Okay.
Like he could be like an NBA starter.
Okay, but a skinny gorilla is usually like they're swole.
Okay, not skinny in the sense that they have no muscles, but not like a gorilla that's like really. When you think of a gorilla, it's look kind of fat. Like like a strong man.
So
think of him like more like an athlete, like LeBron. Like LeBron's muscular.
So like a hairy LeBron?
Yeah, but taller. Like easily like 7 foot, I think. Yeah. Like they're supposed to be like huge.
That's how I see it too. Like kind of like a bare fur and like scratchy.
No, I think it's supposed to be like ape.
You think more like ape?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a human like subspecies that like didn't evolve right.
See, that doesn't make any sense though. How is it a human? So you're telling me it's a human that just something didn't happen right?
Like Neanderthals. You know, like Neanderthals are like humans with like look more like apes than we do type stuff. Do you not? Am I?
You kind of threw me right there.
Am I too scientific here? I don't know.
What you gonna say?
But like, what about like midgets and dwarves?
Like that type shit.
Okay, so you're saying
like a midget and dwarf, but like the opposite. Like instead of being
so you're saying yes with
tall.
the human. So you're saying it just didn't happen properly, and then we got Bigfoots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you visualize like a caveman? Like what? Like how do you visualize?
I just see that as being a pastime version of us.
But I see them like all like full of hair and stuff because they don't have shaving and stuff, and like they're all like dirty.
Yeah, they're usually like hairier, and they got like they look more like
bony
chimpanzees. Than
exactly.
Okay.
So I visualize like that, but like a taller, like 7 foot, 8 foot, going up to like around maybe like 10 feet, and like just in the wild doing their own business. I don't think like they really talk. Like I see like on Animal Planet.
Yeah,
I
they
used to
probably
watch
make
that
like
show.
run.
Yeah, they're like, oh, screaming Bigfoot and stuff. I promise you, they'd be out like at 10 o'clock.
You see, like in like Finding Bigfoot, where like you hear the recordings when they're out at night in like the night vision type, and you hear the screeches and like the calls, and even they make the calls, like the people looking for.
Yeah, that's what
like, how do they know what Bigfoot sounds like?
Because I guess they heard it before. Like that's why I think Bigfoot's real. Because there's people out there and they actually find evidence. They hear these calls. But like on the other hand, like it is kind of entertainment. Like most stuff on Animal Planet is true, is real. You see what I'm saying?
It could be fake, like a person trying to like make a buck when someone says, "Oh, I saw Bigfoot by my house."
Exactly.
It could be real. They could have seen something.
And
Probably wasn't Bigfoot though.
And you're telling me Bigfoot is like a So like I'm trying to get an idea. Is this a species of? So you're telling me there's more than one Bigfoot, or is there just one Bigfoot?
There's multiple Bigfoot out there.
There could be multiple. I mean, look, they have the
states.
Yeti in the Himalayas.
Okay,
And it's pretty similar to like what Bigfoot is. Like
Has the Yeti
a big
been-
hairy guy.
has the Yeti been like seen?
I think.
No.
Is there clear?
I think
pictures?
it's harder to find because it's
No one's
in,
seen Bigfoot.
Yeah, but I think it's harder to find because it's in the Himalayas and like it's such a big place and there's not a lot of people there. And like Bigfoot, like throughout like Finding Bigfoot, the show and stuff, like they have like all these people that say they saw Bigfoot or something like that go to a certain place, and then like there'll be like 20 people telling their experience about when they saw Bigfoot. It's like one lady was like driving a car and Bigfoot like ran across the road. One was like walked behind the house throwing rocks at trees and stuff. And like you see all these like people doing it and coming out and saying in different states.
Bigfoot or Sasquatch is like the same like name basically. It's like a synonym kind of. Like it's all across America. It's not like one area. It's like not just North Carolina. Like you hear sometimes like up further north, like above North Carolina too.
I just see it being no possible way that there could be an animal or species that's been around for this long of a period of time and has still yet to see any clear pictures or clear images of this animal.
But like what about the ocean and all that stuff?
Oh, that's different.
That's
You know how hard it
completely
is to
different.
get down to the ocean?
Exactly.
But like with
It's pretty
Bigfoot,
hard.
there
You can
are
try to go to
like
the forest.
there are pictures and like stuff like that. But you know how big the forest is?
No, there's not one clear
You can't
picture.
compare a forest to like
The ocean. Like I understand that
Yeah,
because like and it's harder to get down in the ocean with all the technology and stuff. But like with Bigfoot and like how the show like perceives it and stuff, it's like they're not used to. They don't like being around humans, so like they go to like all these like really like crazy parts that like no one has ever been to and stuff like that, and all these mountains and stuff.
Well, they go to like,
and that's why they're very rare to find.
National park, where they have a lot of land that hasn't been touched by.
Exactly.
By
that's why Bigfoot's so hard to find. But that's why I think Bigfoot's real, because like throughout the whole show, like they'll find fur and stuff, all these big footprints, and like they'll like, what is it called when they like dig the footprint out with the?
I don't know. I think it's like a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
So what if there was like a bunch of Bigfoots in a cave? You think that's possible? And they could maybe be hiding in like a cave. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely possible. It's just like, because I think about this, like there's so much land on the whole earth and the whole world that people have not discovered. Like there could be a treasure chest filled with gold somewhere, just on a mountain that no one's been to. You know, same thing with the ocean. Like my uncle was telling me about like in the ocean, like we barely discovered anything, and like back then there were ships full of gold that sunk, and we barely found any of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, there's stuff out there that we don't even know about. That's why I think like Bigfoot's such a big thing.
I just feel like if there was an animal or species like cats and dogs and bears and like we would have seen at least some type of clear image of this animal. You know what I mean? Like I just see it being no way that we have not seen any clear pictures or any clear image of Bigfoot yet.
Yeah, that's like the one thing that makes it kind of fake.
Exactly.
Like people get like skeptical about it. Like, why is there no proof besides like these footprints and like the hair or like the noises or the poop or shit like that?
I haven't even seen poop.
I'm pretty sure they have. I mean, I don't watch Finding Bigfoot like
that's debatable too. How would they know? How would they know?
Because it's not poop they know.
Exactly, DNA testing.
They don't look at it and like, oh, dude, that's bear poop. Because some of them like no, like they're.
I feel you.
I'm pretty sure they have like degrees.
Different types.
Yeah, like environmental degrees, and like they study animals. Some of these people that go out and look for Sasquatch. Some of them probably don't even have any of this. They just make this stuff up as they go along.
But like the thing is, like when people actually see Bigfoot, like a lot of the times people are driving, you know.
How would you react though?
Exactly.
If you saw Bigfoot, because
if you're out in the forest,
towering creature, like it's easily like the size of like that pillar right there behind Matt. It could be.
And it's just looking over you. Like, people aren't shocked. That's why people's first reaction isn't, oh, let me take out my phone and take a picture.
Or, like, you know, when you look at, like, a heavyweight, like, fighter, you know, like, you look at that, like, anyone, like, John Jones.
Or you're saying when you see, like, a super athlete, and you see him in person, and you're just like, whoa.
Like, Francis Ngannou.
I feel you.
That guy has to have an intimidating presence.
Yeah.
So imagine that, but, like, probably times 2, because he's even bigger. And he's wild.
A bunch of fur. I feel you, but I'm just saying, I feel like with today's age, if someone was to see something like that, I feel like 100% they're whipping out their phone. 100%.
I mean, yeah.
100%.
Everyone whips out their phone.
I feel like 100% they're whipping out their phone and recording within the first couple seconds.
I feel like it's different because I feel like the people out there actually looking for Bigfoot aren't the type of people that are on their phones.
No, bro. If you're looking for Bigfoot, you want to be the first person to get the video of Bigfoot.
Well, everyone wants to be the first person to get a video of something.
That's true, but I feel like the people aren't really looking for Bigfoot except the people actually on the shows and making the shows because they have all the equipment and everything for it. Like, if you're just driving, I don't think there's many, like, teens just driving around, hey, let me look for Bigfoot.
No, but most of, like, the sightings you hear, they're just, like, normal people, like, they're just going to their house.
Exactly.
But, like, they live in, like, a rural America, so it's, like, a road that's, like, dirt, and then, like, they just see a big, hairy man. I'm like, what is that?
But they don't record. I don't understand. I feel like today's age... anything that happens in today's world, you're whipping out your phone and recording. I feel like that's starting to become a natural instinct.
I mean, there are some pictures and videos of Bigfoot, but like, obviously the quality is very low, and like, it's hard to tell what it is.
You guys have to think about like how phones have evolved. Like, and iPhone's technically a relatively new concept.
So phones in general, though, I've yet to see any. Not even clear, medium quality picture of a Bigfoot.
Yeah, they're always kind of like blurry.
Yes, it's always some.
Or they're always like far back. Yeah, like,
some
they're too far.
Fuzzy shadow.
That's because you got to think about when you're seeing them and the time you're seeing them. Like, you're in the forest, they're far away, and if you're using your phone, no matter what phone you have, the quality's not gonna be good. If they're far away, they're moving, you're in shock, your hands are probably trembling.
Or it's at nighttime.
Exactly.
And what if you don't got like LED light, or you're too scared to even put it on because it might scare the thing away?
Like, to be honest, if I seen Bigfoot anywhere, like, I don't care if I'm with
you, low-key gotta shit your pants.
City, yeah, like,
you're gonna
tripping.
You're gonna,
like,
you know how it's gonna act.
First of all, like, you didn't even know it's real, you know, and people are like tripping, like, oh, and then you see it, and like people think it's fake and stuff. Like, nah, like if you see it in real life, you're running or like you're thinking about your life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yes, I feel that. You are running, you are taking off, you going.
Especially if it's close.
I feel like a part of you is going to want to get a video. Like a part of you
will be
is
too scared to move. You wouldn't. Like your body would just be like, doesn't know what to do.
I feel that. I feel you're in a state of shock. I feel you're gonna be in a state of shock. But I'm saying like that's. I feel like that's only like a nighttime type situation, or if like barefoot really ran up on you. But I'm saying you're telling me no one has gotten like since you claim there's multiple Bigfoots. You're telling me no one has gotten up behind one or like seen one in the distance, like a medium range, and like people gotten videos of bears and stuff like that. You're telling me no one's gotten any video of a Bigfoot or anything like that.
I mean, most of the sightings, like based off like the show and stuff, when I used to watch it, was like 2-3 seconds they see it.
No, bro. See, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
well, they do have videos. It's just not good because like
you only see it 2-3 seconds.
A good iPhone or the iPhone wasn't invented at the time when they were filming this.
But why though? We see multiple videos of pictures of bears. Like bears are not something. I mean,
yeah, you can go anywhere and see a bear.
Yes. Okay,
well, because sometimes bears like roam into like campgrounds.
You're telling me there's not, if this is a species, you're telling me one of them didn't get curious and roam? That doesn't make any sense.
I think they're smarter than
me,
that.
bro.
I think they have more senses and stuff.
It's like sometimes in the show, like you always see them talking about like, oh, it's an intelligent creature. Like,
so you're telling me
it's different to other animals.
So you're telling me Bigfoot could possibly have the same type of brain power that we do?
Well, I think of like a chimpanzee kind of. Like, you know, chimpanzees, they use tools. I mean, it's not like fucking a hammer, but it's close to a hammer.
Talking about his hands that he pounds and stuff.
Yeah, no, like they pick up rocks.
They might grab like a rock and like hit it against another rock or something.
And
they might chop down a little like branch with like a rock, and they'll just keep hitting that branch.
I just can't. I just can't see it. There's no way we have no video proof, no picture proof, no evidence. Like there's no true evidence, no hard-felt evidence, none whatsoever. Of Bigfoot.
I mean, like the only hard is the hard evidence is like the casting of the feet.
That's
it. That's really like the only.
But anyone can create that.
And what about exactly? Anyone created that. What about a Yeti? Has anyone seen this Yeti thing?
That's like finding.
I think that was harder.
No,
it's the Himalayas.
See, this is giving me the vibe. I'm not gonna say aliens, but like this is giving me that type of vibe where it's something that's mystical that we've never seen before.
But like you got to think about like. The population is not that large. You know, there are probably numbers of them, but like the population is not large. Like snow leopards, right? Like in the Himalayan mountains and stuff, and like they're in Russia and stuff. Like first of all, their camouflage is ridiculous, and like actually like spotting them is like probably impossible. That's why people barely spot them and stuff. But that always like raises a question for me, like how do people actually know like how many like species and actual the animal count is out there? You know what I'm talking about? Because, like, how do they know if they counted every single one out there and, like, know if an animal's in danger?
Okay, but like how you just said, have people found and spotted that creature?
I mean, probably not that many. Like, it's a rare.
No. Have people seen and spotted this creature? Like, do they have
like a snow leopard,
Then why have we not seen and spotted this Bigfoot? Like, you literally just gave a perfect example of an animal that's very extinct, that has beautiful camouflage, that we've spotted multiple times. And how big is this animal?
I guess I'm kind of siding with Jerome now.
How big is this animal?
And like my argument, like say like a Yeti, right? They're not going to be in the parts where humans are. Like a snow leopard just happened to be in that area, like, and that's like more like with the new technology, like that's newer. Like personally for me, like the last time I watched Finding Bigfoot and stuff was like a couple of years back, but like and to this day I haven't heard like any big news on it.
Find enjoyment in these shows sometimes
because they're just chasing a dream, bro. It doesn't make sense. They're just chasing a dream. They want to see this Bigfoot so bad, and it's like, why? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
Because they found evidence, so they just want to find the hardcore facts.
It'd be pretty cool if it was true.
It would be cool. It would be cute to see a fat.
Like I don't get the ones where like it's the paranormal activities. Like that shit that would freak me out. Like why do I want to know if it's real? Like I'd rather not.
Because a lot of people believe in that stuff. Like,
no, bro. There's no way. Because like you just said, the snow leopard that you were just saying. If we've been able to spot this snow leopard who has amazing camouflage, how big is this animal? How big is a snow leopard? I'm not too.
I don't think they're that big. They're probably like Chewy size.
Yeah, like it's probably like a large cat, like a bit small lion.
If we've been able to spot that animal who has amazing camouflage, size of a dog, who's very extinct, why have we not been able to see this 10-foot creature who just roams around in the woods?
Because there's places that we haven't been to before.
Nah, bro.
They could be roaming that land. We don't even know.
No.
Wait. This is kind of related and unrelated, but there's a series on Netflix called like the Unabomber or something, and the guy like escapes into this forest in North Carolina.
Okay.
So like, and the forest is like really big, and they had a hard time finding him until they. Well, no, I just kind of unfolded the whole thing. But like, it's this really big forest in North Carolina. Well, they had to like recruit like the people who lived there to find the guy. But even with them, they had trouble finding the guy. So it could be like the same thing where Sasquatch, he's lived in these woods for a long time, and he's more used to it and like adapted to it, and he knows it better than people.
I get that, and that's the
even people who live there, because he's probably been there. Oh, not like Sasquatch has been there for like probably centuries. Who knows? Just chilling in the forest, like he knows everything about it.
No, I feel you, but I'm saying that is the only way, like what you just said, if there was a one person or one Sasquatch, I would believe, okay, maybe it may have existed.
But no one knows how many Sasquatches are there. Like, some of these sightings could be fake, and it's only in North Carolina.
Doesn't make
no one really knows. It could be one big ape in North Carolina, or in South, or in Georgia.
The show Finding Bigfoot's based all over like the U.S. and stuff. Like they've gone to Alaska, they've gone to Oregon, they've gone to North Carolina, they've gone to like big places like
probably
that.
Like California.
Exactly, like places with like large forests and stuff. But, like I remember in one episode they were talking about seeing a teen one, and that's what kind of threw me off because like I can't just envision like two Bigfoots together mating. You see what I'm saying?
Can't even barely imagine one.
Exactly. So how can you see two mating and having like a teenage one? But they apparently said it was like 6 foot and it was like immature or whatever. It was like throwing rocks and they heard it. And at night they hear people hear these calls and all this stuff. So like,
but okay. Like I said, if like the example that you just gave, if there was one Bigfoot and it was in the woods, like hard to find, I would be like, okay, maybe this wasn't an animal that was around at one point in time. It became extinct. It's no longer here anymore. But at one point there was a big Bigfoot, and it's gonna be hard to find if there's only one in the world. That sort of makes sense. But if this is a species and there's multiple Bigfoots, there's no possible way that you're telling me no one has seen this Bigfoot or came across at least one Bigfoot at least one time.
I mean, to this day, there's still people finding new species, and you have to acknowledge that. Like every single day, there's probably people finding new insects, new bugs.
Find shit, like when they find a new cave that they haven't like explored. Because there's a lot of cave systems in the world that like aren't explored, and when they go in there, they find stuff that they haven't seen before. Like they'll have species that are known, but since it's been in the cave so long, it evolved to like adapt to the darkness. Like species of lizards that we know in the outside of the cave act one way, but that same species inside the cave acts totally different because it's been locked away from like.
And they have different traits based on their environment and stuff. Like they grow and adapt new traits and all that stuff. Like that just like raises the question, like with all the other like mystical creatures out there, like what are some big ones? Like the Loch Ness, I kind of don't believe that because like in that sense, like there was only one sighting or whatever, and it looked like a log and it was an old picture, and yeah, I understand it's a big lake and no one's really been down there, but like what are the chances? You know, like it's in one lake, like you know where it is, and like you've never seen it again. Like in that sense, I can understand. But Bigfoot could be all around the world, same thing with Yetis and stuff, and areas that haven't even been to, and like that's why I think Bigfoot could potentially be real.
No, I just don't. If we're saying that this is a species, then I say there's no way. Like I say, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up.
So if there's only one, what is it then? It's still technically a species. It's
okay,
different.
yeah.
But you're saying if it dies, it's extinct. That one dies.
If there was one. And you're telling me that this one died and then it's extinct, I'll lean more to, okay, maybe. There might be a chance. But if you're telling me that there's multiple Bigfoots out there, there's a teen Bigfoot, there's a little Bigfoot, big Bigfoot, big Bigfoot, then no, there's no way that we have not came across at least one and have a clear picture. Like, there's no possible way. I've seen a dead one on the floor. Like, there's no way we have seen...
Yeah, I think fossils is a big
nothing, bro. Like, there's no way we've seen nothing. Like, there's no possible way. It doesn't add up. No way. Especially with the technology we have and all that stuff. And after years and years and years and years and years and years they went of trying to find this creature and have gotten nothing out of it, there's no way.
Dude, I don't know. I'm not an expert on this.
There's no way.
In the show, like, obviously it could be fake, and like I understand a lot of it's entertainment. But, like when they do call out sometime, they're and all that stuff. Like
yeah, they make this noise that like you never heard this noise before. No animal makes this noise. It has like something else.
Where do they get this noise from?
Because they've heard it. Some of the people who go looking for Bigfoot have experienced a Bigfoot encounter.
How do they know that? How do they know?
Because what else is it going to be?
What they think. They probably just, oh man, that looks like Bigfoot. And they just ingrain it into their mind. That's Bigfoot.
And a lot of people, like, whether it's fake or not, there's so many stories like that it just has to add up. And not every single story could be fake.
Like the people who get abducted by aliens.
What is that? What?
Well, no, like you know, like they get abducted by aliens and they start like looking for aliens.
Yeah, but
So, like this, a person who's looking for Sasquatch has potentially like ran into him, and then like that's what piqued his interest to go look for Sasquatch because he thought he saw Sasquatch. That's what I was trying to say.
I feel you, but like, nah, bro. I feel like we have to have some type of evidence.
Like if you saw Sasquatch, you thought you saw Sasquatch, wouldn't you want to like look into it more and like go after? Like, is that Sasquatch? Like, did I see that? Did my eyes deceive me?
I feel what you're saying on that, and that may be what causes for these people to go on years and years of exploring for these Sasquatch. But I just don't like. There's no way that we don't have no clear evidence. I just don't see.
And probably don't want to spend money on that.
Like, look at all the statues people made and all the artworks and stuff. Like, you could buy a Bigfoot statue anywhere. There's, like, Bigfoot jerky, like I was saying earlier with the commercials and stuff. And, like, just so much stuff, like, around it. Like, see what I'm saying? Like, and back then, like, I understand, like, there was legends and stuff. And people were, like, drawing, like, these, like, pictures and stuff. Like, these big, like, creatures and stuff. But, like, so you're saying it could have existed back then, too?
I'm saying if there was one, I believe that there could be one.
What if there's a population and just got extinct?
Yes. There's no way. Like it doesn't.
And it just got passed down. Like over time, the stories have like changed, and then till this day, we're like looking for maybe
we're
like
still looking
the last
for that
couple.
one Bigfoot. That's the only thing I could possibly believe that. Okay, maybe there was one Bigfoot and that this Bigfoot is extinct. But other than that, if this is if this is multiple creatures, no, bro, there's no way. There's no way. We have found no evidence, no fossils, no dead Bigfoots, no Bigfoot poop. I mean, you guys did say maybe Bigfoot.
I think they did. I don't know.
Like, bro, nah, I don't believe it. Can't believe it. Can't get me.